My brothers and sisters, every single one of us carries something extremely powerful. It is small in size, yet it can build or destroy worlds. It can bring hearts together or tear families apart. It can raise your status in the sight of Allah or drag you into regret. What is it? Your tongue. Sometimes we think our biggest problems come from outside, from people, from money, from difficulties, from stress. But many times the destruction begins with the words we allow to leave our mouths. A careless sentence, a disrespectful reply, a sarcastic joke, a moment of anger. And suddenly years of love are damaged. Allah has given us 2 eyes, 2 ears, but only 1 tongue. Perhaps one of the wisdoms is that we should watch and listen more than we speak. Today people speak without thinking. Social media has made it even worse. We type instantly, we react instantly, we insult instantly, we mock instantly, and then we wonder why there is no peace in our hearts. My beloved brothers and sisters, words do not disappear. Once released, they travel. They enter hearts. Some wounds caused by words never fully heal. A child remembers harsh words from parents for years. A spouse remembers pain, full statements long after the argument ends. A friend remembers humiliation even if you say, "I was only joking." Do not underestimate your speech. There are people praying at night, giving charity, reading Quran, but they are destroying the reward with the poison of the tongue. Backbiting, lying, mockery, cursing, spreading rumors, constant complaining. And the frightening thing is this: many sins of the tongue feel small while we are doing them. Sometimes people gather together and the entire conversation is about others. Did you see what she wore? Did you hear what he did? Look how useless this person is. My brothers and sisters, ask yourself, if the person you are speaking about was standing beside you, would you still say it? And remember something powerful. Allah hears every word, not some words, not loud words only. Every word. The tongue is a test. A believer is not someone who never gets angry. A believer is someone who controls themselves when anger arrives. When you are angry and silent for the sake of Allah, that silence is rewarded. When you stop yourself from humiliating someone, Allah elevates you. When you choose kind words while having the power to hurt, that is strength. People think strength is shouting louder. Number. Real strength is controlling the tongue when emotions are boiling inside. How many friendships would survive if people simply paused before speaking? How many marriages would heal if people replaced harshness with mercy? How many homes would become peaceful if the tongue remembered Allah more than it criticized people? My brothers and sisters, beautiful speech is charity. A smile is charity. A kind word is charity. Encouraging someone is charity. Making dua for someone is charity. You may not realize it, but one sentence from you can save a person struggling silently. Perhaps someone is drowning in sadness, and your gentle words become the reason they continue living with hope. Never say, "I am just like this, no filtered, I speak my mind." No. Islam teaches discipline. Islam teaches dignity. Islam teaches wisdom. Before speaking, ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Will Allah be pleased with it? If not, silence is safer. Some people lose relationships because of the tongue. Some lose respect because of the tongue. Some lose peace because of the tongue. And some may lose their akhirah because they never controlled their speech. But the good news is this: the same tongue that destroys can also heal. Use it to remember Allah. Use it to recite Quran. Use it to encourage people. Use it to apologize. Use it to spread peace. Imagine meeting Allah with a tongue that constantly made dhikr instead of hurting creation. Imagine entering Jannah because your words brought comfort instead of pain. My beloved brothers and sisters, before you speak next time, pause for a moment. Because one sentence can either bring light into your life or darkness you never expected. May Allah purify our hearts, protect our tongues, forgive our careless words, and make us among those whose speech brings peace, mercy, and guidance. Ameen. My brothers and sisters, one of the greatest signs of what is inside a person is the way they speak. The tongue does not work alone. The tongue is connected to the heart. Whatever fills the heart eventually appears in speech. When the heart is filled with goodness, mercy, sincerity, and remembrance of Allah, the words that come out will carry light. But when the heart is filled with jealousy, anger, hatred, arrogance, and pride, then even the speech becomes heavy, painful, and destructive. This is why some people speak and you immediately feel peace. Their words calm you. Their speech carries wisdom. Even when they correct you, they do it with gentleness. And then there are others who speak and every sentence hurts. Every conversation becomes toxic. Every joke humiliates someone. Every disagreement turns into an insult. Why? Because the tongue simply reveals what the heart has been carrying for a long time. A person can pretend for a short time, but eventually their speech exposes their true condition. Someone may smile in front of you, but the bitterness in their heart slips out through sarcasm, gossip, and negative words. Another person may be struggling deeply, yet because their heart is connected to Allah, they still choose beautiful speech. This is why Islam does not only teach us to control the tongue. Islam teaches us to purify the heart first. Because if the heart becomes clean, the tongue naturally begins to change. Think about it carefully. When your heart is full of anger, what happens? You become impatient. Small things irritate you. You snap at people. Your words become sharp. But when your heart is at peace, your speech softens. You become more forgiving. You become more careful with what you say. Many people today focus on appearances. They want to look religious. They want people to admire them. But the real test of character is not how long someone stands in prayer while everyone watches. The real test is how they speak when they are angry, how they speak to family members, how they speak to people who cannot benefit them. Some people speak kindly to strangers but harshly to their own parents. Some speak beautifully online but destroy people privately with their words. This is why we must constantly examine our hearts. My beloved brothers and sisters, if your tongue constantly hurts others, do not only blame your speech. Look deeper. Ask yourself, what is sitting inside my heart? Is there jealousy? Is there pride? Is there unresolved anger? Is there love for gossip? Because the tongue follows the command of the heart. When the heart becomes attached to Allah, speech changes completely. A person begins to speak with wisdom because they know Allah is listening. They begin to avoid hurting people because they understand that every word is recorded. They begin to choose gentleness because I hope Allah will be gentle with them on the day of judgment. And remember this, words are powerful because hearts are fragile. Some people are carrying pain you know nothing about. A harsh sentence from you may become the reason they cry at night. A mocking comment may remain in their mind for years. Sometimes people forget what you gave them, but they never forget how your words made them feel. So purify the heart. Fill it with Quran. Fill it with dhikr. Fill it with gratitude. Fill it with mercy. Because when the heart changes, the tongue changes automatically. A heart connected to Allah cannot constantly insult people. A heart filled with sincerity cannot enjoy gossip. A heart full of mercy cannot deliberately humiliate others. The tongue is only the translator of the heart. So if you want beautiful speech, begin by cleaning what is inside. Ask Allah to remove arrogance, hatred, jealousy, and anger from your heart. Because once the heart becomes pure, the words leaving your mouth will become a source of healing instead of destruction. And perhaps one kind word spoken from a sincere heart may be the very reason Allah has mercy upon us on the day we stand before Him. My brothers and sisters, never underestimate the power of a single sentence. Sometimes we think words are small because they cannot be touched or seen. But words have changed lives, destroyed families, healed hearts, and altered destinies. One sentence can become the reason someone moves closer to Allah, and one sentence can become the reason someone breaks inside. This is why Islam teaches us to be careful with every word that leaves our mouths. A person may speak carelessly for a few seconds, but the consequences of those words may continue for years. How many relationships ended because someone could not control one moment of anger? How many children grew up wounded because of words constantly spoken to them at home? How many people lost confidence because someone humiliated them publicly? And on the other side, how many people changed because someone encouraged them with sincerity? How many hearts found hope because they heard words of kindness at the right moment? A single sentence carries enormous weight. Sometimes you may say to someone, "I believe in you," and they carry those words for the rest of their life. Sometimes a parent tells their child, "I am proud of you," as that child gains strength they never had before. Sometimes a simple reminder like "Allah has not abandoned you" can pull someone out of darkness. Never think good words are insignificant. The Prophet Arabic Sada Arabic Lam Arabic Alif Maksura Arabic Alif Arabic Lam Arabic Lam Arabic Lam Arabica Arabic Lam Arabic Lam Arabic Lam Arabic Lam Arabic Lam Arabic Meme taught us that a person may utter a word pleasing to Allah without realizing its impact, and Allah raises them because of it. And similarly, a person may utter a careless word displeasing to Allah without thinking much about it. It leads them toward destruction. This should make us pause before speaking. Today people speak quickly and regret slowly, especially in moments of anger. Shaitan loves angry conversations because anger removes wisdom. During anger, people say things they never truly mean. They insult loved ones. They expose secrets. They humiliate others. Then later they say, I didn't mean it. But the damage has already entered the heart of another person. Words cannot be taken back once spoken. You can apologize, and yes, Islam encourages forgiveness, but some wounds remain deep. That is why wise people think before they speak, especially when emotions are high. My beloved brothers and sisters, social media has made this problem even more dangerous. Today people can destroy others with one comment, one post, one message. Behind screens, many forget that Allah still sees and hears everything. Mockery has become entertainment. Humiliation has become content. People gain attention by tearing others down. But every sentence is recorded. Imagine standing before Allah and finding words you completely forgot about written in your record. Words that made someone cry. Words that spread lies. Words that damage reputations. On that day, nobody will say I was joking. Nobody will say everyone talks like that. Every word will matter. At the same time, imagine finding beautiful words in your record. Words that comforted someone. Words that encouraged someone to pray. Words that stopped someone from losing hope. Words that brought peace between people. Even saying Jazakallah khair sincerely carries reward. Even saying may Allah ease your pain can heal a struggling heart. Even teaching one good sentence can continue benefiting you after death. This is why the believer speaks with purpose. Not every thought deserves to become speech. Sometimes silence saves lives. Sometimes silence saves relationships. Sometimes silence saves your occurrer. Before speaking, ask yourself, will these words bring benefit or harm? Will they heal or damage? Will Allah be pleased with them? Because one sentence can become the beginning of regret for years, or the beginning of blessings you never imagined. My brothers and sisters, use your words wisely. Speak hope into people's lives. Speak kindness into your home. Speak mercy to your parents. Speak encouragement to your children. Speak truth with wisdom. Speak in a way that if this sentence was the last thing written in your book of deeds, you would not be ashamed to meet Allah with it. Never underestimate a single sentence. It may be shaping your dunya and your akhirah more than you realize. My brothers and sisters, one of the most difficult acts of worship is silence at the right time. Many people think worship only means prayer, fasting, charity, or reciting Quran. Yes, these are beautiful acts of worship. But sometimes remaining silent for the sake of Allah is also an act of worship that carries immense reward. Not every thought needs to be spoken. Not every opinion needs to be shared. Not every argument deserves your response. Some of the biggest regrets in life come from are these spoken in moments where silence would have saved us. Today we live in a world where people feel pressured to react to everything. Everyone wants the last word. Everyone wants to prove themselves right. Everyone wants attention. But wisdom is not in speaking the most. Wisdom is knowing when to remain silent. A believer understands that silence can protect the heart, protect relationships, and protect the akhirah. Think about how many problems could disappear if people simply paused before speaking. Many family conflicts begin with one unnecessary sentence. Many friendships break because someone could not stay quiet during anger. Many marriages suffer because harsh words are thrown around carelessly. Sometimes 1 minute of silence can prevent years of regret. And this is why controlling the tongue is among the signs of strong iman. It is easy to speak when emotions are high. It is easy to shout during anger. It is easy to insult someone when they hurt you. But to remain calm, to hold back words for the sake of Allah, that requires discipline, sincerity, and strength. People often misunderstand silence. Silence is not weakness. Silence is not always surrender. It is wisdom. Sometimes silence is maturity. Sometimes silence is protection from sin. There are moments where replying will only increase darkness. There are arguments where no matter what you say, hearts are already closed. There are people who feed on conflict and chaos. In such moments, silence becomes a shield. My beloved brothers and sisters, Shaitan loves uncontrolled speech. He pushes people to react instantly. During anger, Shaitan whispers, say it, hurt them, expose them, humiliate them. And once the words leave your mouth, Shaitan steps away while you carry the consequences. How many people destroyed relationships because of temporary emotions? How many people lost respect because they spoke without thinking? How many people live with guilt because they said something they cannot take back? Silence could have saved them. The believer understands that every word is being recorded by Allah. Imagine if every sentence you speak today appeared in front of you tonight. Would you be proud of everything you said? Or would there be words you desperately wish you could erase? This is why wise people speak less, but speak with purpose. Their words carry weight because they are not constantly talking. When they speak, they bring benefit. When they remain silent, they avoid harm. Even in gatherings, silence can protect a person from major sins. Sometimes people sit together and conversations slowly turn toward gossip, mockery, backbiting, and negativity. A believer does not feel the need to contribute to every discussion. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is remain silent or walk away. Silence also creates space for reflection. Constant talking distracts the heart. But moments of silence allow a person to remember Allah, examine themselves and think carefully before acting. And remember this beautifully, my brothers and sisters. Silence becomes worship when it is done for the sake of Allah. When you stop yourself from insulting someone although you are angry, Allah sees it. When you hold back gossip although everyone around you is speaking, Allah sees it. When you avoid humiliating someone although you have the chance, Allah sees it. People may think you are weak because you stayed quiet. But perhaps in the sight of Allah, that silence raised your rank tremendously. Not every battle must be fought. Not every criticism deserves your energy. Not every insult requires revenge. Sometimes your peace is more valuable than proving a point. The strongest person is not the one who defeats others with words. The strongest person is the one who controls themselves when emotions become overwhelming. So before speaking, pause. Ask yourself, will these words bring me closer to Allah or further away? Will they heal or destroy? Will I be proud to see them on the day of judgment? And if the answer is uncertain, then silence may be the most beautiful response. Because sometimes silence is not emptiness. Sometimes silence is worship. My brothers and sisters, among the most dangerous diseases of the tongue are backbiting, mockery, and humiliating others. These sins have become so common today that many people no longer even feel guilty about them. Conversations are filled with gossip. Social media is filled with insults. People laugh at others for entertainment, and slowly the heart becomes poisoned without realizing it. Islam teaches us that the dignity of a believer is sacred. A person's honor is not something to play with. Yet today many people sit together and the entire gathering revolves around tearing others down. Someone's appearance becomes a joke. Someone's mistakes become entertainment. Someone's weakness becomes content for people to laugh at. And perhaps the frightening part is this: people often commit these sins while smiling. Backbiting is not always loud hatred. Sometimes it comes disguised as concern. I'm only telling you because I care. I'm just being honest. I'm warning people about them. But if the person would be hurt hearing what you said behind their back, then be careful. The tongue can drag a person into darkness while they think they are doing nothing serious. Mockery is equally dangerous. Some people make fun of others so casually that they forget hearts are fragile. They joke about someone's looks, their weight, their voice, their family, their struggles, even their level of religiosity. And everyone laughs while one person silently breaks inside. Never underestimate emotional wounds. A person may smile in front of you while carrying pain caused by your words for years. Sometimes people lose confidence because they were constantly mocked. Sometimes children grow up feeling worthless because they were humiliated repeatedly. Sometimes even adults carry scars from words spoken decades ago. And what makes this even more dangerous is that the one mocking often feels powerful while doing it. Shaitan beautifies the sin. He makes people feel funny, clever, or superior. But in reality, mocking others often comes from arrogance hidden inside the heart. The believer should fear arrogance deeply because arrogance destroys sincerity. When a person constantly looks down on others, they begin forgetting their own faults. My beloved brothers and sisters, ask yourself honestly, how often do we discuss people more than we discuss our own shortcomings? How often do we laugh at others while ignoring our own sins? How often do we criticize people publicly while hiding our own weaknesses privately? A believer is too busy correcting themselves to enjoy humiliating others. Social media has multiplied this problem. Today people gain followers by exposing others. Entire pages are built upon mockery and gossip. People record embarrassing moments, spread rumors, create memes to humiliate individuals, and then say, relax. It's just a joke. But Allah hears every word and sees every intention. One day all the laughter will end. One day every careless sentence will be brought forward. On that day, people will desperately search for good deeds. Imagine discovering that many of your good deeds were transferred to those you mocked, insulted, and backbitten against. The tongue can destroy years of worship if left uncontrolled. And remember this carefully. The people you mock today may be far better than you in the sight of Allah. A person may appear weak outwardly while carrying immense sincerity in their heart. Allah judges hearts, not appearances. This is why righteous people feared speaking about others unnecessarily. They understood that purity of the heart and purity of speech are connected. A heart filled with mercy does not enjoy gossip. A heart connected to Allah does not find pleasure in humiliating creation. My brothers and sisters, if you want peace in your life, remove the poison of backbiting and mockery from your speech. Stop searching for people's faults. Stop enjoying negative conversations. Stop feeding your heart with gossip because gossip darkens the soul. Instead, speak goodness. Make da'ah for people instead of exposing them. Protect people's dignity instead of humiliating them. If someone falls into sin, advise them prior. Vitally with compassion rather than publicly destroying them. And if you have hurt people with your tongue before, repent sincerely to Allah. Apologize where possible. Change your speech. Change your gatherings. Change the environment around you. Because words are not light in the sight of Allah. A tongue that constantly mocks others slowly poisons the heart. But a tongue that protects others becomes a source of mercy, light and barakah. May Allah protect our tongues from gossip, mockery, arrogance and harmful speech. And may He make our words a source of healing rather than destruction. Ameen. My brothers and sisters, many people believe strength means raising your voice, winning arguments, intimidating others or responding harshly when hurt. But Islam teaches us something far more powerful. Real strength is not the ability to overpower people. Real strength is the ability to control yourself, especially when anger takes over your emotions. Anyone can shout, anyone can insult, anyone can lose control, but not everyone can remain calm when provoked. Gentle speech is not weakness. In fact, it is one of the greatest signs of inner strength and maturity. A person who speaks German, not while angry, is someone who fears Allah more than they fear losing an argument. They understand that words spoken in anger can destroy years of love and trust within seconds. Think about how many people regret things they said during moments of rage. One sentence spoken carelessly can damage a marriage. One harsh reply can break the heart of a parent. One moment of uncontrolled speech can end a friendship that lasted for years. And after the anger disappears, regret remains. This is why controlling the tongue during emotional moments is among the greatest qualities of a believer. The strong person is not the one who defeats others with words. The strong person is the one who defeats their own anger before it controls them. My beloved brothers and sisters, anger itself is not always sinful. Even righteous people become angry. But what matters is what anger leads you to say and do. Some people become angry and suddenly every boundary disappears. They insult, scream, curse, expose secrets, humiliate others and justify everything by saying, I was angry, but being angry does not erase responsibility. Words spoken during anger still wound hearts, sometimes deeply. This is why wise people slow themselves down when emotions rise. They pause, they breathe, they seek refuge in Allah. They avoid speaking until calmness returns. Because they know Shaitan loves moments of uncontrolled anger. Shaitan whispers to people during conflict. Say something painful, don't embarrass them, put them in their place. Don't stay quiet. And many people obey these whispers without realizing the destruction they are causing. Gentle speech, however, has the power to calm storms. A soft response can stop an argument from becoming hatred. Kindness can soften hearts that harshness would only harden further. Look at how Allah describes beautiful speech in Islam. Even when speaking to difficult people, believers are taught dignity, wisdom and restraint. This does not mean allowing oppression or remaining silent about truth. Number. Islam teaches firmness with respect and wisdom, not cruelty and humiliation. You can disagree without insulting. You can correct someone without shaming them. You can be firm without becoming harsh. Unfortunately today, many people confuse aggression with confidence. They think the loudest person is the strongest, but often the loudest people are simp, like the ones with the least control over themselves. True strength is quiet discipline. It is the father who controls his anger instead of frightening his children with hurtful words. It is the husband or wife who chooses mercy during arguments. It is the friend who forgives instead of humiliating. It is the believer who remains respectful even when provoked. Gentle speech requires patience, and patience is beloved to Allah. Sometimes people around you may not deserve your kindness, but you do not speak well because people deserve it. You speak well because Allah is listening. Never forget that. Your character is tested most when emotions become intense. Anyone can speak kindly when life is easy. But the believer's beauty appears during moments of pressure, disappointment, and anger. And remember something powerful, my brothers and sisters. People may forget your intelligence, your wealth, your achievements, or your status, but they rarely forget how your words made them feel. Gentle speech leaves peace in hearts. Harsh speech leaves scars. Some people enter a room and spread calmness because their words carry mercy. Others enter and spread tension because their speech carries. Oh, ask yourself, what effect do my words have on people? Do people feel safer on my tongue? Do my words bring peace or fear? A believer should be someone whose speech heals more than it harms. And when you feel anger rising, remind yourself that every word is being recorded. Perhaps the sentence you hold back for the sake of Allah may raise your status immensely on the day of judgment. So choose gentleness, choose patience, choose dignity. Because controlling the tongue during anger is not weakness. It is one of the clearest signs of true strength. My brothers and sisters, every single one of us wants to leave behind something meaningful in this world. People think about legacy in terms of wealth, success, fame, or achievements. But many forget that one of the greatest legacies a person leaves behind is their words. Long after people forget your possessions, they will remember how you spoke to them. Long after your achievements fade, your words may still live inside someone's heart. A single sentence can continue benefiting people for years, and a single harmful statement can continue causing pain long after it was spoken. This is why a believer must ask themselves, what kind of words am I leaving behind? Will my speech become light for me on the day of judgment or a burden I cannot carry? Every word matters because every word is recorded by Allah. Sometimes people speak carelessly because they think speech disappears into the air. But nothing disappears in the sight of Allah. Every insult, every lie, every moment of mockery, every act of gossip, every cruel sentence, all of it is preserved. And at the same time, every beautiful word is preserved too. Every time you comforted someone, every time you encouraged someone to pray, every time you spoke peace into someone's life, every time you reminded someone of Allah, none of it is lost. Imagine meeting Allah and finding that one sincere sentence you spoke years ago became the reason someone changed their life. Perhaps you reminded someone not to give up on prayer. Perhaps you encouraged someone during depression. Perhaps you stopped someone from falling into sin. You may forget those words completely, but Allah never forgets. This is the beauty of good speech. Its reward can continue even after death. A believer does not only think about temporary conversations. A believer thinks about eternity. Before speaking, they ask themselves, if these words are written in my book of deeds forever, would I be pleased to meet Allah with them? Many people destroy their legacy with their tongues. They may have knowledge, wealth, or influence, but their harsh words leave wounds everywhere. People remember them not for goodness, but for arrogance, cruelty, and hurtful speech. And sadly, some people spend years building respect only to destroy it with uncontrolled words. The tongue can build a legacy of mercy or a legacy of regret. My beloved brothers and sisters, some of the most beloved people in our lives are remembered because of their beautiful speech. Think about righteous parents, kind teachers, sincere friends, or wise elders. Sometimes the greatest thing they gave us was not money or gifts, but words that stayed with us forever. A mother's dua, a father's encouragement, a teacher's wisdom, a friend's reminder about Allah. These words become treasures inside the heart. And now ask yourself, what are people carrying from your speech? Do your words leave peace behind you? Do your words make people feel closer to Allah? Do your words heal hearts or hard in them? Because one day people will remember us by the way we spoke. Some people spread hope wherever they go. Their speech is filled with gratitude, kindness, and remembrance of Allah. Even during hardship, they encourage others. Even during disagreements, they maintain dignity. Others spread darkness through constant negativity, criticism, gossip, and harshness. People feel emotionally exhausted after listening to them. The believer should strive to become a source of light through speech. Speak words that make your parents smile. Speak words that strengthen your family. Speak words that bring people closer together. Speak words that remind hearts of Allah. And sometimes the greatest legacy is not public speeches or famous quotes. Sometimes it is the private words only Allah witnessed. The apology you sincerely gave. The encouragement you whispered to someone struggling. the dua you make quietly for another person, the kind words you chose instead of anger. These moments are precious in the sight of Allah. My brothers and sisters, life moves quickly. One day our voices will become silent forever. The conversations we thought were important will disappear. The arguments will end. The noise of this dunya will fade, but our words will remain written. So speak in a way that you would be honored to meet again on the day of judgment. Let your tongue become a source of mercy, wisdom, kindness, and remembrance of Allah. Because the legacy of your words may outlive your entire lifetime. And perhaps one sincere, beautiful sentence spoken for the sake of Allah may become the reason He grants you eternal peace in Jannah. Ameen. My beloved brothers and sisters, the tongue is small, but its impact is enormous. With the same mouth, a person can remember Allah or hurt His creation. The same tongue can build homes or destroy them, heal hearts or wound them, bring peace or spread darkness. Every word we speak is a choice between kindness and cruelty, a choice between patience and anger, a choice between reward and regret. Many people spend their lives protecting their wealth, reputation, and appearance, yet they leave their tongues completely uncontrolled. But the believer understands that true success is not only in how we look or what we achieve. True success is in meeting Allah with a clean heart and a tongue that did not oppress others. So before you speak, pause, ask yourself, will these words please Allah? Will they benefit someone? Will they heal rather than harm? Would I be comfortable seeing these words written in my book of deeds on the day of judgment? If the answer is no, then silence is safer. My brothers and sisters, this dunya is temporary. Conversations end. Arguments fade, but our words remain recorded forever. One careless sentence may bring regret, while one sincere word may become the reason Allah showers His mercy upon us. So use your tongue for dahika. Use it for Quran. Use it to encourage people. Use it to apologize. Use it to spread peace. Use it to remind hearts about Allah. And remember, the strongest believer is not the loudest person in the room, but the one who controls their tongue when emotions rise. May Allah purify our hearts, soften our speech, protect us from harmful words, and make our tongues a source of mercy, guidance, and light. May He forgive every careless statement we have spoken and allow our final words in this world to be words pleasing to Him. Ameen.